And that is exactly why they call me Backpack. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Howard High School. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Yes? I love it. I love it. So my name is Backpack Jeff. I'm not going to be before y'all for too long. I don't have too much time, but I am going to save some time at the end for you all to ask some questions. I like to tell people that my life is an open book or an open backpack. Anything that you want to know, I'm not afraid to share it because I'm writing my book. I'm writing my story of my life, and I want to make sure that I'm giving other people an opportunity to experience not just my life, but they can take something from my life and they can implement it into their own lives, okay? And so one of the things that I used to love when I was in high school a long time ago when I had hair, don't laugh at that. Who said that? Who did that? I used to love math. Math was like one of my favorite subjects in the world. And the reason being is because math was super easy for me because I'm more of like a linear person. I'm more of like it's either right or it's wrong person. I struggled with reading my whole entire academic career. And the reason being is because it wasn't that I really struggled with reading. I struggled with the stuff that I was reading. And even more than that, it wasn't that I struggled with the stuff that I was reading. I just didn't know how to read. I knew how to read, but I didn't know how to read. Can I go a little deeper in my bag in this one? Okay, so I'm going to explain to you. I knew how to read, but I didn't know that reading in my bed would make me fall asleep. I didn't know that. I didn't know that reading in my dorm room would make me fall asleep. Like I had to discover how to do certain things. Like the reason that I love math was because math, to solve any problem in math, you need a what?
Numbers.
Somebody said it, numbers for sure, definitely need that. But you need a formula to solve any problem in math. You need a formula to solve problems, right? And so what I had to figure out in terms of reading and in terms of studying was I had to figure out how to study. People will look at me and they would say, Jeff, you need to do good in school, you need to pass your tests, you need to do all of these things, but they never told me how to actually do it. I didn't know how to study until my senior year of my undergraduate degree. I learned how to study. See, I got this thing called ADHD, and my mind doesn't stay on one particular subject or topic for too long. And so what I did was I sought people who had the same diagnosis that I had, and they told me, they said, listen, if you have ADHD and you find it difficult to concentrate for long periods of time, don't try to concentrate for long periods of time. Set out small increments of time for you to study so that you can get done what you need to get done in a specific period of time. So I started to study just for an hour and then take a 15-minute break and then go back and study for an hour and then take a 15-minute break. And all of a sudden, my grades from my undergraduate degree, a 2.2 grade point average, to my master's degree, a 3.7 grade point average. Y'all, I went and I found a formula that works for me. Here's what I'm telling each and every one of you all. All of you all are different, but you got to find a formula that works for you because you're all trying to solve the same exact problem. And that problem is, how do I create the life that I desire? That's it. All you got to do is you got to solve for X. That's literally all you got to do in life. But here's the thing. When I was looking at my X and I looked at other people's X, their X was more valuable than what my X was. I just didn't value my X enough. I didn't value my life enough. Because I started seeing other people have the things that I wanted in my life. I started seeing other people get the things that I felt like I deserved. I'm an athlete, I'm a basketball and a football player, and I start seeing these other people, they're not valuing, I'm valuing the things that they're getting more than the things that I'm getting. And I'm asking myself, okay, well, how do I do this? How do I figure it out? I went to my mentor, and my mentor, Dr. Eric Thomas, he started to mentor me, and he started to take me through a series of professional development phases, okay? And so let me pause right here. Here's the reason why I did it, okay? Here's the reason why I did it. Because Dr. Eric Thomas, he would say, I would go somewhere and I would speak. And let me ask you a question. If you were to go somewhere and speak just for an hour, let's say like a big university or like a big corporate event or something like that, how much would you expect to get paid to speak for this hour? Anybody know? Yes.
1,500.
1,500? Okay, got it. Love it. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? If you were to go and talk for an hour, how much would you expect to be reasonable compensation to speak for that hour? Anybody? Just shout out a number. Yes. 150. Okay, you had your hand?
Professional 5,000.
If it's professional, 5,000. That's absolutely amazing. My mentor, Dr. Eric Thomas, said he was charging $50,000 an hour to speak. And I said, oh my goodness, teach me the way, sensei. Like this is 100%. Anybody interested in being a speaker to make $50,000 an hour? I'm starting to say to myself, okay, how do I do this? How do I get this formula? The first thing that he said to me was, he said, I need you to go speak. I said, I know, that's what I'm trying to get paid to do. But I need you to do it for free for 4 years. Question. I have a kid, number one. I have a kid. She needs me. I have bills. Like I don't live with my parents at this point in my life. How do you expect me to do that? He said, I don't care how you're going to do it. What I need you to do is I need you to go and speak for free for 4 years. I said, okay, make this make sense to me. He said, you ever seen a Chinese bamboo tree before? You ever seen a bamboo tree? And what happens when you plant a bamboo tree, here's the thing. You gotta plant this seed, and you gotta water it, and you gotta nourish it every single day. Every single day, you gotta water it, you gotta nourish it, you gotta make sure all of the dirt and the soil and everything is good in that bamboo tree every single day. But you don't see anything for 5 years. You don't see anything for 5 years, but in the 5th year, something miraculous happens. This bamboo tree, it grows 90 feet in like 6 weeks. So the question becomes, did the bamboo tree grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow 90 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks? Now the answer to it is very simple. Well, of course, it grew 90 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks. But that's the same thing with education. That's the same thing with speaking. That's the same thing with creating any sort of endeavor in your whole entire life. You're not going to see results for about 4 to 5 years. But the difference is, are you going to be one of the people who stops watering, stops planting, stops growing, stops nourishing so that you can see it grow? Or are you going to be one of the people that's going to stop? This is the problem that I had to figure out, that I had to solve. So he taught me this lesson. And so I graduate high school, y'all, in 2007. I graduate high school in 2007, and I'm on my way to college. But like when I went to college out of fear, because I was just taught that if you don't go to college right after high school, you're a failure. That's what I was taught my whole entire life, and that's what I felt. And so I had to go to college. But college taught me a lot of beautiful lessons. I'm gonna tell you one lesson that college taught me. And just like any good Disney movie, this lesson starts with a girl. This lesson starts with a girl. She taught me a very important lesson. Now, here I am, y'all. Picture it. It's 2007. I've got a hairline up to here at this point. And I walk on campus. I'm 17 years old, and I'm there, and I see this girl, and she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. I swear to you. Oh my goodness, this was love at first sight. I swear it did, like for real. She didn't walk the campus, she'd like glide across the campus, just like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. She's my favorite. She made me want to cry. Whew, okay, get yourself together, Jeff. We on stage. Come on. So I see her, and so I'm nervous because at this point I don't know what to say. But I thought, I'm like, well, I'm a poet. I can just say something poetic. But she'd probably say, well, you're a poet, and you probably say stuff poetic to girls all the time. How many girls did you use that on? And I would just say, well, it don't matter. The only one I wanted to work on is you. Y'all gonna make me blush, stop it. But look, right, so look, here's what I'm saying in this moment. Is that, side note, one of the things that I knew, I wasn't very confident like in myself at this point, but I was confident in my ability just to make her smile. And I said to myself, if I could just make her smile, I knew I would be halfway to the goal of just being able to share dinner with her, right? I knew, so like, just make her smile. And so I thought to myself like, if we were like in the gym working out, what would I say say to her that could just make her smile? And so I would walk over to her real kindly like this, and I would say, excuse me, miss, how you doing? I don't mean to interrupt your workout, but could you spot me real quick? It's not gonna take long. Could you spot me? Yes, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Here, this is really heavy. Could you put your number in there? Right? One more. I was thinking to myself, like, if I walk past her and she spray, her perfume on and stuff like that, and I would just walk and be like, wow, that smells amazing. Excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt, I promise. Real quick, what's that fragrance that you're wearing? I would love to buy that for my wife. And she would tell me, this is Chanel. And I was, okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, excuse me. One last thing. You didn't give me your address so I can send it to you. Okay. All right, so look, I didn't say none of that, but I just went up to her and I just asked her what her name was. And so she told me her name, and so we started to talk, we started to have conversations. She has this bright idea after every single semester that, Jeff, why don't we share our grades with each other after every single semester? And I said, well, that's completely fine. All my life, I've been a 2.2 grade point average student. I've gotten all C's and a C+, which is absolutely terrible. So I get these grades, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm an athlete. I'm not really supposed to get good grades at this point in time, but I'm not thinking the way that I'm supposed to be thinking. And so we decide to share these grades, and after the first semester of college is over, we get our grades, and I get mine, and what grade point average I got? 2.2, that's right. Football season is over and basketball season starts on Saturday. I got a game at 3:30. Please make sure you come and wear the jersey too. Jab step, do a little step through. Nice, okay. But I started thinking, y'all, I'm nervous at this point because I'm thinking to myself, what if she don't think I'm good enough for her? Like, what if, she not gonna wanna have a conversation with somebody that she can't have a conversation with? So I'm starting to shake, y'all. I'm on my way up to the library. We got the meeting room reserved so we can meet. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to say to her? I have no idea. So I think to myself, very wisely, I said, you know what? I'll just tell her I'll do better because women always believe that. No, I didn't say that. That's just a joke. I didn't say that. But so look, I go up there. We meet at the library, and so I show her my grades. I'm sorry. I get there. She's already there before me. Now, pause. Any of y'all ever saw like Fences? Y'all know who Viola Davis is? Viola, amazing actress, isn't she? I mean, one of the best actresses in the world. Now, here's the thing. She is a phenomenal crier. Like when she cries, like you believe it? Like when she cries, it's like snot nose, and it's everything was. When I walked in the room, she was crying the same exact way. And I was like, oh. See, she was on this scholarship program called Bonner Scholars. She had to keep her grade point average up real high, otherwise she would lose her scholarship. She was crying, so I knew she lost her scholarship. I said, ooh, what if I don't want to talk to you anymore? Ooh. So she goes, I was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's first semester of college. Nobody's expecting us to do well. She said, well, what did you get? I gave her my grades. She looked at it. It's a 2.2. She said, Jeff, what is this? This is terrible. I said, what? I said, I'm eligible. I got a game on Saturday. Game starts at 3:30. Please make sure you wear the jersey and bring the sign. Chapstick. I said, well, you crying? What did you get? What did you get? What did you, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I like had to hold it up to the light just to make sure. I was like, I know she changed the grades on here already. Something. What? Y'all, she had a 3.9. What? Room full of students. Anybody in here ever cried because you had a 3.9? There's always a couple of people, respectfully. She's crying because she had a 3.9. I'm like, why are you crying? I can at least give you one of these C's so you can have something to actually cry about. She's like, Jeff, I deserve the 4.0. I was like, how you know? I was like, how you know you deserve? She said, because I did the work. I was like, what that mean? What is, you did the work, what does that mean? She said, I did the work, I'm gonna go back, I kept all my work for the semester, I'm gonna show my teacher, wait, time out. You kept your work for the semester? Listen, we are on two different playing fields right now. She said, I'm gonna take my work, I'm gonna go back to my teacher, I'm gonna show my teacher the work, and I'm gonna get her to change my grade from an A- to an A, and I'm gonna get my 4.0. I said, okay, good luck. Y'all, she came back 3 days later with a 4.0 grade point average. Give her a round of applause, y'all. Give her a round of applause. My goodness, you know what the difference was between me and her at that point in time in our lives? She had standards for herself that I had never held in my whole entire life. The standard that said nothing less than my absolute best would do. And that's a standard that I want you all to adopt at this point in time in your life, because right now you're transitioning into certain phases, and nothing less than your absolute best will do. Just like in math, you can't, there's certain prerequisites that you have to go through, right, in order to get to certain math levels. Meaning, you gotta you can't go to algebra 2 without passing algebra 1, right? Like, you can't go to calculus without passing pre-calculus. Like, there's certain prerequisites that you're gonna have to go through in order to get to the next stage of life. Here's what I'm encouraging y'all, is that life doesn't get any easier, you just get better. Life don't get easier, you just get better. And the moment you stop getting better, because life is linear, life is always moving. Regardless of whether you're moving or not, life is moving. And if you don't keep up with life, what's going to happen is somebody's going to write your story for you. Y'all, I got a message. And my message is, winners write history, losers become a part of the story. Every single last one of you all are winners, and were born to be winners. It's already written in the history books, your success. It's already written. The issue comes in sometimes where we don't get to the chapter that we're supposed to be successful on, because we keep going back and rereading chapters with lessons that we've already learned. Meaning, if your success is on chapter 30, we keep reading chapters 5 through 10 over and over again. So how can we ever get to what our beautiful life is supposed to be like if we keep rereading these chapters? If I keep failing tests, if I keep not studying, if I keep not giving my absolute best in everything that I'm doing, how am I ever going to get to chapter 30 so that I can see my life the way that I want to see my life? And here's the thing, y'all, I got to be successful because I'm bougie. I like nice stuff. I like nice stuff. Like the life that I want to live, it costs a lot. So I have to be successful. But I knew I couldn't be successful without going to my mentor and asking him for the formula. And so he gave me the formula. He said, Jeff, you got to raise your standards. I said, okay, I'm good. I'm raising my standards. He said, Jeff, you got to put in your hours. I started to put in my hours. I put in my 10,000 hours. I've been doing this for 8 years now, and I'm just now finishing up my 10,000 hours. Meaning I've been planting my bamboo tree. I've been watering. I've been nourishing. I've been doing everything that I needed to do for the past 8 years, and I'm finally starting to get to the point where I can actually reap the benefits of the hard work that I've been putting in. So much so that 2 years ago, me and my wife, we bought our dream house. We bought our dream house. Absolutely beautiful home. And when we bought this home, the one thing that I wanted to do, my daughter lives in Pennsylvania with her mom. I wanted to bring her down because I wanted her to see the house. I wanted my daughter to see the house. I was so happy to watch my daughter's face when she ran into the house and she picked out her room and she said, Daddy, I can do this. And so we're driving up, right? We're driving up, and here's the thing, like when we got into the neighborhood, here's what we noticed. We got into the neighborhood, we noticed that not only my house was like a nice one, but so was all of the other houses in the neighborhood. So was all of the other houses in the neighborhood. She walks into the house and she goes, Daddy, this your house? I was like, yeah, this is my house. I was like, yeah. She said, oh said, Daddy, which room is mine? I said, well, you can pick any one you want. We got 6 of them. Except for that one. That one's mine, though. This room, the big one, that one's mine. You can pick any of them. She ran upstairs, super happy. She's looking in the room. She's like, I don't want this one. She goes this way. She's like, I don't want this one. And she goes back. And so she finally picks her room, y'all. She picks her room. She goes, Daddy, I want this one right here. I'm like, this is yours. Send me all of the stuff on Amazon when you get it, and just let me know. She comes downstairs and she sits and she goes, Daddy. I go, yeah, baby. She said, how come you look rich? I was like, oh, yes. Now the inside of me said, because I am. But I'm not, though. I'm not. I'm not, like, by any means. But the inside of me, I was so proud that my daughter was happy for me. But on the outside, I said to her, I said, baby, I'm not rich. I look like I'm smart and I work extremely hard. I said, I look like I'm smart and I work extremely hard. And if you're smart and you work extremely hard, you can have the same exact thing. In fact, you can have better than what I have. So she goes back home to her mom, and then she's with her friends. She FaceTimes me on the phone. She goes like this. She goes, Daddy, and I'm like, what's up, baby? She says, aren't you my dad? Did your mom tell you something that she didn't tell me? I was trying to figure, this was an odd question for my daughter to ask me. You've been my daughter for about 12 years now. Now you want to start asking the question? I was like, yeah, baby, I'm your dad. And I was like, why are you asking? She said, because my friends, they didn't believe that you was my dad. And I was like, okay, well, why wouldn't they believe that I was your dad? She said, because I showed them your TikTok and your Instagram and your YouTube videos and your website and all of this different stuff, and they think you're famous. And I said, no, he's not famous, he's just my dad. I was like, first of all, they can think that I'm famous because I lightweight am. I was like, okay, all right, what, but I was like, yeah, baby, I'm your dad. And then one of her friends grabbed the phone and was like, oh, let me see. She looked at me and she was like, oh, that's Michael Jordan. You gonna play in my face like that? You gonna play in my face like that? Not every bald head dude looks like Michael Jordan. Don't even have a beard. He don't even have a beard. How you gonna say I look like? He don't even have this. Look at you for real. I hung up the phone immediately. I was like, I don't even want to talk to y'all no more. Like, y'all had me thinking I was cool, I'm famous and stuff. That's Michael Jordan. I'm not Michael Jordan. But here's the thing here's the reason why that moment was so huge to me. The reason being is because my daughter was talking about me in the absence of my presence. My daughter was proud that I was her dad. Like, I'm somebody who my kids brag about. Here's what I want y'all to think. Here's what I want for each. I want y'all to be somebody that your parents brag about. I want you to be somebody that your parents brag about. Don't you get a little embarrassed sometimes when your parents be bragging about you, though? You're like, oh, here's my son, here's my daughter. Oh my God, they're a great student. They're blah 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 blah. And you're like, Mom, stop, Mom, stop. Don't forget to tell them I made the honor roll last year. Remember, 4 times in a row. Don't forget. I want each and every one of you all to be someone that your parents brag about, that your friends brag about, to say that that's my friend right there. That's my person right there, okay? Remember this. Winners write history and losers become a part of the story. Each and every one of you all are winners, and you're supposed to be winners. But I guarantee if you allow somebody else to write you into their story, they're not going to write the ending to your life the way that you want it written. So make sure you always keep the pen in your hand. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate this time. So for the next 5 or 6 minutes or so, we're going to just do like a quick Q&A session. So if anybody has any questions, please don't be afraid to ask questions. Again, my life is pretty much an open book.
So Joseph, Tristan, or Jeremiah, can you come to handle the mic for any questions, please? Thank you. I got some student helpers today, Mr. Jack.
And while we're doing that too, you all, y'all got your phones? Yeah, can you pull them out real quick? Watch this, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Many of you all probably didn't even know your phone could do this. Go to your favorite social media platform and just follow Backpack Jeff. I know you didn't know your phone could do it because you would have already been following Backpack Jeff. All right. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask here today, you can ask me. You can send me a DM. I am very active on my social media platform, so mostly TikTok and Instagram. But you all can follow Backpack Jeff. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean the absolute world to me. Okay, we got the mic for right here. This person had a question. You want to give them the mic?
Hello.
Good morning.
So tell me, how do I get to the bag?
How do you get to the bag? What do you want to do to get to the bag?
I just want to make money.
You just want to make money? I'll give you $1. No, wait, give him the mic. Let's have a conversation. Here's what, matter of fact, watch this. I'm gonna help you. So one of the things that I learned in life in terms of like setting goals, you know what SMART goals are? Y'all know what SMART goals are? Being specific. Be as specific as you can, because making money, if you just want to make money, you'll make some money. But how much money do you want to make? How much money do you need to live your best life?
50 million.
Then that's your goal, to make 50 million. Not I just want to make money, because you'll make money. If you made $1, you've made money successfully. But you want to set specific goals on how to make $50 million. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me a DM. I'll teach you how to make $50 million. I'll teach you how to make. Now I myself have not made $50 million. I haven't made $1 million. I've made a couple 100,000. But here's what I've done. I've set targeted and specific goals for myself so that I know how to get to not only $1 million, but I've got my goal to get to $500,000, and then $1 million, and then $5 million, and then $10 million. Set specific goals. I'm gonna give you a really quick demonstration. You ready? I'll give you $500 right now if you can hit the chair with that microphone. I wasn't talking about that chair. I was talking about this one. Do you see how being specific matters in life? Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Anybody else? You want a question right there? I'm gonna come to you. I got you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my name is Santa, and my question is, what was your major in college?
My major undergraduate was psychology, and my major for my graduate degree was conflict resolution, and then my major for my doctoral degree will be social emotional learning.
Oh my God, that's what I wanted to do. I was thinking of doing like sociology and social work, but also with communication, because I want to be a writer.
Absolutely. And listen, people will tell you that there's no money in social work. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars in social work. I promise you that. Send me a message on Instagram or on TikTok, and I will literally give you some guidance and help you throughout that program. I have a free mentor program for all students where you all can join. We meet every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. on Zoom, where y'all can ask me questions. I'll help you goal set, and I'll help you plan out what your future's going to look like.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Appreciate it. Give a round of applause, y'all. Love it.
Hello?
Good morning.
I want my major to be psychology, and I want to do with sociology like Fanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told like a lot that there's no point in doing it. There's not a lot of jobs. But like, since you did it, like, is it really worth it?
It's 100%. Listen, I have a job, a regular job, as well as doing this. I'm at work right now. For my other job and for what I do for my business.
What's your other job?
I work for a homeless shelter in DC where I work with women and their children, and I'm literally at that job right now, and it pays me $70,000 a year, and I get to come and go as I please while always being on the clock there, and then also making money here doing what I love to do, speaking, so I can handle both of these things. So with social work, it gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility, but here's what I tell people: don't just go, if you're doing social work, a bachelor's degree isn't going to do. You're going to have to go and get that master's degree. So understand, you're going to have to go and get that master's degree. Once you do that, you elevate yourself automatically. The more letters you get behind your name, MSW, LCSW, all of those different things, the more earning potential you have. Give a round of applause, y'all. You want to come down this way? Okay, yep, go ahead.
Hi.
Good morning.
Okay. What inspired you to become a motivational speaker?
On June 4th, 2014, I lost my house and my job the same exact day. In that moment, I started to listen to other motivational speakers, and I started to hear that their story was just like my story. They've homeless, eating out of trash cans. They were lived and born in abandoned buildings in Florida. And so I started to have a different feeling of my life. I started to love myself at 25 years old. Here's the reason why I do this is because I'm encouraging you all to invest in yourself right now, because the quicker you get it, the longer you get to enjoy it. I mean, would you rather be a millionaire at 25 or 50? Certainly 25, because you believe that you have longer time to enjoy it. So if you invest in yourself right now, you'll get to enjoy it longer. A lot of times people don't start investing in themselves until about 30 years old, and they say, you know what, then I'm gonna start taking life serious. But then it's gonna take you 10 years to get what you're trying to get anyway. So if you started now at 14, 15 years old, working on your 10 years, by 25, you're now living 100%, financially free, and now you have your whole life to enjoy it. So don't waste this time right now. Send me a message. I will help you plan out. I will help you with goal setting, and I'll help you with all of those things. Give a round of applause, y'all. Appreciate it. We got two down here. And then we have we have a couple over here. I got you. We can also come and take pictures after this if y'all want to. I think we'll have time maybe. Go ahead.
So one thing that's really important to me is like being happy and also making enough money to live the life that I want to live. But a lot of the jobs that I've looked at aren't things that I would necessarily enjoy. How do I like balance both of those things? Like do something that makes me happy but also make.
What would make you happy?
I really like performing and like talking to people. I'm a very social person, so stuff like that.
So you like being a speaker?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I just said that my mentor is making $50,000 an hour to speak. That won't make you happy? You can do it. So here's what I want you to do. Find somebody who's speaking. It sounds like speaking, life coaching, those different times. I want you to find 5 people who do those things at an extremely high level, and then I want you to learn from them. Matter of fact, there's an event coming up. It's called SpeakerCon. I want you to look it up. It's coming up November. You and your mom should go to that, or you and your dad, or whoever you have at your house. Go to SpeakerCon. It's maybe costs like 30 or 40 bucks. Go to it, and what you'll see is you'll see a room full of women as well as men in this room who are super invested in themselves. You don't have to sacrifice money for passion. I'm doing what I love right now. And I get paid extremely well to do what it is that I love. So don't sacrifice those things. If you want help with it, I will definitely help you with it. Send me a message. Give a round of applause, y'all. You don't have to sacrifice that. Money and happiness, they are both. They should be synonymous. Yes, I'm trying to get to the Moyan, okay?
Hi, my name is Caitlin.
Hey, good morning.
When did you decide to become a poet?
In 2016, and the reason that I decided to do it was because I knew when I wanted to be a speaker, I knew that students would connect to me more if I had something that they can resonate with. So I learned to do poetry as well, and I learned to incorporate that into my presentations because I knew the people that I was speaking to, I knew they would connect with it and that they would love it.
Did you give up basketball because like you had time for it?
No, I gave up basketball. I really didn't like playing basketball. I like football much better, but I made it to the CFL. Ended up getting drafted by the Ottawa Red Blacks. Had a good athletic career, but I prioritized my child at that time because the CFL doesn't pay a whole lot of money. It was a way to the NFL, but I said the CFL isn't paying me enough money in order to take care of my family. So I found the insurance business. I got into the insurance business and selling insurance. I was making $1,000 a day, way more than I would have made when I was playing in the CFL. Yeah, give her a round of applause, y'all. Thank you. Can we get these last two right here, and then that's it?
We can get them?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, and then we have to cut it.
Okay.
They have to move on to their next thing. I'm glad you all asked.
Me too. Thank you. Thank
Who
you.
was up here?
These two right here.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Last one right here.
What happened with you and the girl?
What? I love when they ask this question. She ended up transferring schools 2 hours away to John Carroll University in Ohio. We're still friends to this day. She broke my heart because she left me, and I was still in Pennsylvania. She left me, went out there, and we just couldn't make long distance work. I was a broke college kid, so we just couldn't make long distance work. And so right after I married my wife, she told me she still loved me, and I was like, well, I can't do that. Yes, thank you.
All right, ninth grade, let's give a big round of applause.
Thank y'all. Appreciate